¡Ay! ¡Entre contadas! ¿Entre contadas?
Entre contadas.
Entre contadas. Entre contadas.
Entre contadas.
Entrevistas a narradoras y narradores.
Good morning, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Sara Kasir from Lebanon and I am filming this video for the network of the women's storytelling. The first beginning of storytelling was from a woman. She was my grandmother. She used to give us stories when I was 7, 6. I remember her voice. And when I grow up, I felt that the story are inside me. And I noticed that the storytelling is not just to sit at house and tell grandsons and granddaughters. It also can be he can be a messenger for the world and can work with it inside many places. So I decided to be a storyteller. And after I finished studying acting, because I am an actress also, I entered the world of storytellers. From that moment till now, as a woman, it's not easy to be a warrior in this world, because we have a lot of things to do in our lives and a lot of things to fight for. And more in our countries that's severe from many things, war, many things related to life, it's very hard to live there. So we have to fight for all places, in all places. But this gave me more strength, especially that I was the first storyteller woman in Lebanon in the new generation after the civil war. I began storytelling in 2002. And till now I'm a storyteller, turning Lebanon and turning the world, telling the stories of my old traditional folks that my grandmother and the old grandmothers tell, and also telling the stories of resistance by all its faces. The resistance of the women to have all their rights, and the resistance to keep our land safe, and the resistance to have our life with dignity. Now I'm filming this while I'm in Rome, and I am sharing in the festival, International Festival for Storytellers, telling here in Rome, and I carried with me a lot of things from women. I carried some food, some olive oil, some za'atar, and these are made by the hands of my mom and other women. To be a woman in general is something I think it's a gift from God, because we have the power to be everywhere and to help all people around us and to feel and to love. And this, if you are a woman and a storyteller, I think it's not only a gift, it will be a miracle. For all the women storytellers, feel by the gift and feel by the miracle. You are not alone. We are all together in the whole world, standing for each other.
And it would be nice to speak about your teaching work also, because you have a new school,
I made, after I finished all my studies, I finished the master's in storytelling and acting, and the PhD in also theater storytelling. I made my own school, and I created a new method for teaching storytelling, which combines between psychology and acting. And I took the methods from acting and put it for the side of storytelling. And yes, I'm lucky that in Lebanon many people are interested in this art, especially women. I opened my school and I'm teaching them for a long semesters and academic semesters, and I feel how much, especially women, need this because first of all they feel that they are relief, especially after the last war we had, because they are telling, but telling in an oriented way and not just telling in a randomly way as we make sometimes when we're having coffee, we just talk. No, this time they are telling us their stories by an oriented way and a way that let them first feel better from inside after all the stress and suffering we passed by, and second, turning their own stories to show in front of the public, and this gives them a lot of strength, a lot of power to continue, and a lot of trust by themselves. My academy also teaches the whole ways of the body, the voice, the feelings, the psychological sides of our personalities, and all of them are mixed together. Also, music is entered in this study. All of them are mixed together to bring out a new generation of storytellers in Lebanon.
Mm-hmm. And where are the Lebanon? Where are the telling the story?
Unfortunately, you will be surprised. We don't have a lot of storytellers in Lebanon. We are just a few. I don't think 4, 5. There is some of them now, but they are not to the level of professionality. But the professional one are 4 or 5, and usually we are mostly asked for schools, and we make shows sometimes in outdoors, in gardens, in squares. But after the war, yes, we are telling the stories inside our destroyed villages to give happiness again to the children that have lost their fathers or families or houses. And we are trying to make it as a kind of resistance also. So we tell stories everywhere. We don't have a specific place. For me, I prefer to tell stories for children more than adults in Lebanon because they need this a lot.
Yes, and talk a bit about the choice you had of using your traditional and your dress, and what does it mean for the women also, that you told the other day that you helped them to, when there was everything destroyed, to have your dress. So a bit about your dress.
Oh, thank you for this question. I am as you see, a hijabi girl. So it was also another story, a very long story, because in Lebanon, it wasn't easy for a woman to be a storyteller. So how it will go if she's wearing hijab? It was hard for me to be an actress, also wearing hijab. I was the first woman in Lebanon who finished studying theater and acting by my hijab, and it was the opening. Now a lot of girls are going inside this major, but it needs someone who can stand against society, against people who cannot believe that a religious woman can be an actress or an artist. It was hard, it's a very long story. But now, because I reached to a place that I can send a message also by my clothes, so I'm wearing a hijab by I am an artist woman. So always my clothes carry some artistic feeling. You can feel this by the drawings on it, the colors I put, the way I dress. I always try to put this combination between religion and art in my clothes. And moreover, I use my clothes inside the story. For example, because I wear long and wide dresses, so sometimes I use the dress to change it to a wind, to a sea, to a cover. I use it as if an instrument or tool inside the story. And this is privilege for me because I'm wearing these dresses and it's good. And I feel that this kind of dressing gives me more power to tell the story in a strong way.
Good. And well, you told the other day that in all the destruction of the war, you thought that women need some beautiful dress to wear. So can you speak a
Through
bit
the
about
war,
it?
I have a campaign. I had a campaign because I'm well known in the Arabic and the Lebanese society. So I had a campaign on my page. I gathered money, and I was thinking that the women that had left their houses without taking her clothes with them, just what they are wearing, they went out, they need the clothes. But because we left the south and went to the north, and usually in the north they are mostly Christian, not Muslims, so we don't have this kind of clothes there. So we have, and the south, you know, there is war and we cannot buy from there. So what we have to do, I went to the factories there. I made the clothes for the women, which is suitable for hijab. The long dresses, long sleeves, also these that we put as an extension here to cover the hands. And this is the hijab. I made everything for them. And I went to the school. They were refugees, and every woman, I asked her what's her size, what's the color she prefers, and she will take a closed sack, her name on it, in a very dignity way. Why I made this? Because I am very sure that taking care of these details that usually NGOs or people don't see it. They just see for food and shelter. But for me, to have a nice, beautiful dress inside the war is very important for raising our feelings and emotions, understanding. That's why I insisted to do this. And I gave clothes, full outfits for 11,000 women. Yes.
Oh, that's great. And talk about children, how the children ask for the stories.
And in the beginning of the war, I just was worrying for clothes and women and helping women. But when I enter any school carrying the clothes, then the children ran over me and said, Sara, you are here to tell us stories? Then I said, oh, yes. So I have to combine between clothes and storytelling. I give clothes by this hand and tell the stories by the other hand for the children. They needed to feel that they are happy and living a beautiful life again. I told the stories in many places for hundreds of children, and always at the end of the story, we make a very big hug all together to say that we will be always united to finish this bad moments.
Great. And well, you are very known because you have a TV program, so I'd like to speak a bit about this also.
I have a famous TV program on an Arabic channel named Al Arabi Al Jadid, which is in Qatar. And in this program, I just tell stories, nothing else. But I didn't know that people will love this art in this way. And the videos went viral between the Arabic society. Some of them have 10 million, 20 million, 25 million views and sharings and like this. Why? I realized that people not only love stories for the story, I realized that people have the nostalgia to go back to the old stories that were hearing from their moms and grandmothers. And also that the story have a magic effects on others that you want to hear. Yes, what happened more, what happened more, what happened more. And if you delivered in a fantastic and lovely, attractive way, so of course people will hear the stories. But what surprises me, that when I'm walking in the street, just walking to have some groceries or like this, people stops me and said, "Oh, we are watching your stories," but they are from all ages. Some people are 70s and 75 and 80, and some people are 7 and 8 and 9. They are from all ages watching the same story. And this confirms my feelings, because when my grandmother told us stories, she put us all ages together. She didn't separate the ages. So I believe all stories, if they are well done, is perfect and good for the child who is 7 and for the one who is 70. No difference. The story is a story.
Yeah. So how do you select the story? How do you build your repertoire?
Yeah, it's very hard for this. If I'm going to the folk old one, I have to research and research and search and search, because we don't have a lot of them now in Lebanon. Most people have died, and we don't have a very big team to run after all people and gather the stories. This is one. And the other way I bring stories is from the world, because I travel a lot. I bring someone from Mexico, someone from Rome, someone from Tunisia. I bring them also and tell that this story is from Mexico, and I tell it. And the third way is gathering now the stories from the real life. The way I told you that what happened with us in the war, what happens with women. I concentrate a lot on women, because I am a woman and I know how much we have stories in our daily life. So these are the three sources. And somehow also I have a chapter for the religious stories, because I'm a religious girl. But we have a lot of interest in this in Lebanon. The stories that are taken from Quran, because Quran, about 70% of it is stories. So we take the stories of the prophets and all the events happen, and I change it to a show.
Great. So can you tell us a bit of Arab, maybe story or song, or very short?
Yeah, the Arabic stories are full of genes, the old one, and magic. And there is always telling a story about relation between people. The mother and the daughter, the sister and the sister, the stepmother, and there is always relation, and always lighten a problem in between these. For example, how the brothers are jealous of each other, how the mother-in-law doesn't love her daughter-in-law, etc. Always there is lightening on this and trying to give messages of this. So now I'm going to tell you a few words of the beginning of our story and the end of our stories in Arabic. كان يا مكان بقديم الزمان. This means once upon a time. Again, كان يا مكان بقديم الزمان. The translating is it happened or it didn't happen in the old time. So I'm not responsible for what I'm saying, because I don't know if it happened or no. And at the end of the story we says توتة توتة خلصت الحتوتة. توتة توتة, no meaning, just syllabus. The story had ended. توتة حدوتة, like this. And I say إذا كان بيتي قريب لجيب لك مد زبيب، كل ما تاكل حبة قولها لعمري يزيد. If my house was near, I'm going to bring dry grapes and I will give you one. And the moment you eat one, I will pray for you that God makes your life longer.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you also for this opportunity to have a window to the Mexican women. And I really appreciate what I'm hearing of Mexican stories and traditions. And see you soon, maybe here, there, or in Mexico.
Thank you.
من روحي ودمي يا حنينة وكلك طيبة، يا ربي خليكي يا أمي، يا ربي خليكي يا أمي. يا حبق منتود على سطح العالي، مرق الصيف بعنا ايده والهوى لملم عنا ايده، مرق الصيف مواعيده والهوى لملم عنا ايده، ومعرفنا خبر عنك يا قمر، وما حدا لوح لنا بإيده، وبتطل الليالي وبتروح الليالي، وبعدك على بالي على بالي، بعدك على بالي.
Red de Narradoras México.